actually conducted a series of MRI studies on the neural correlates of spiritual awareness. And those fall into two camps. The first camp was looking at how we use our brains, how we are all endowed with natural circuits that we can engage that lead to spiritual understanding, spiritual perception. And the way we did that was we asked people to tell us a time when they felt a deep connection to spirit, to God, to their higher power, to nature, the force in and through nature. And no matter what tradition they were from, Jewish, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Catholic, or spiritual but not religious, or they said, my cathedral is the forest. It is nature. No matter what tradition, the same neural correlates ran. Now, if we think about the fact that we're all given this birthright, every one of us is given the birthright for spiritual awareness, then it actually makes sense that we'd have some common neuro docking station. Of course, as in any human trait, there's a little variability. It comes in louder for some, more quiet for others, or the two-thirds embrace by our childhood and our family and our traditions can mold the name or the concepts through which these land. But the deep seat of perception, just like we all have a faculty for language and a faculty for craving food, and we all have a faculty perception of physical reality, we all are born with a component in our brains already for spiritual perception. And when we look at that in play in the fMRI, the movie camera MRI that watches how we use our brain, we see three incredibly beautiful dimensions. The first is that just as we were held as children in our parents' arms, the bonding network comes up online, and we are aware that life itself, God, the higher power, spirit in and through nature, holds us, that we are held and loved. We're not going to fall through to oblivion or existential annihilation. There's a deep felt understanding. It's the opposite of the COVID drag. We actually are held and cared for by life. Then the second circuit is that there's an awareness that the parietal that puts in and out hard boundaries lets us see that even in our most isolated moment, I mean, in my lockdown apartment, not seeing anyone for months, I am separate. There's a GPS coordinate to that. I have my zipped up bio bodysuit. I'm here. And at the same time, I'm never alone. We're always in one family of life, one field, one unity, that the sky and the sun and bird and friend and colleague all are still in the oneness of existence. So this deep felt awareness that we are a point and a wave, or we are the ocean and the whitecaps at once. So that is something we are built to perceive through the parietal, putting in and out hard boundaries. And we are loved. We are never alone. And then third, we are guided. That what is my next step? What am I going to do from here? I've quit my job. What's my next job? Do I want to get married? What will I get married? What do I want to do? Those are not decided with equations and laundry lists. Those deep, important questions are inspired, and that comes in a shift from a very sort of top-down, controlling use of the dorsal attention network to the bottom-up ventral, where we catch in the catcher's mitt inspiration and guidance. Where suddenly an idea that had never occurred to me, suddenly a reshuffling of meaning. I'd never dawned on me. I didn't know that job existed. And this world, one where we use bottom-up attention, allows for guidance, loved, held, guided. And often that comes through dreams or synchronicities. Someone shows up of all times today, now, to bring a message. Loved, held, guided, and never alone is our natural neuroseat of spiritual awareness. Every tradition holds loved, held, guided, and never alone. And just as we are born to be in relationship to the deepest nature of life, whatever word that two-thirds environmental embrace is, whether it's God or spirit or Mother Earth, whatever that language is, we also equally, that same part of our brain, are built to see that in one another, so that we might show up through love to be holding and guiding and never leave anyone alone among us, to be an extension of that spiritual walk.
Wow, that was so profound.